हेलो माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स। इस सेशन में हम बात करेंगे कंसेप्ट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड। लेट अस टेक अ सोर्स चार्ज q kept in a space. Then this source charge will have an effect of electrostatic force in the space up to a certain region. Let us take a point P in a space which is at a distance of r from the source charge. To find out the effect of electrostatic force, we need another charge at point P. So I will take another charge which I will call as Q0, which is a test charge and its value is unit positive charge. It means the charge is positive, but its value is unit. So it does not affect the total charge. Then we can define from the electric field as the region or the space within which the electrostatic force experienced on a test charge due to source charge, that is called as electric field. Remember, electric field is a vector quantity. And its unit is Newton per Coulomb. Now the electric field, or we can say the effect of electrostatic force due to this source charge will vary with distance, as well as it will also depend upon the source charge. So electric field will change if the distance changes or if the type of charge, that is magnitude of the charge, changes. How does it depend upon the charge and distance? That we can calculate. See, we know that the force acting between the two charges according to Coulomb's law is K, Q, Q0 upon distance between them is R square, and in the denominator you have a Q0. So the Q0 cancels, and your equation becomes K Q upon R square, where value of K is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q upon R square. So from this equation you can say that electric field, magnitude of the electric field depends upon the charge in such a way that if the charge increases, magnitude of the charge increases, then the electric field will increase, and if distance increases, then the electric field will decrease. So if I want to plot a graph of electric field versus distance, then it comes out like this. The characteristics will be like this, which shows that if R increases, then the electric field is decreasing. Why? Because electric field is inversely proportional to R square. So from this equation we can find out the strength of electric field at a point P due to the source charge, as we know the magnitude of the charge and the distance between the point P and the source charge. Let us see some numericals related to the electric field. Suppose we are given a source charge of 16 microcoulomb and we want to find out an electric field at point P, which is at a distance of 4 millimeter from the source charge. Then the electric field at point P, magnitude of the electric field at point P will be given as KQ upon R square. So value of K is known, that is 9 into 10 raised to 9 into Q, that is 16 into 10 raised to minus 6, divided by R square, that is 4 into 10 raised to minus 3 square. If you solve this, you will get the value as 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton. So the magnitude of the electric field at point P due to 16 microcoulomb, which is at a distance of 4 millimeter, is 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton. Let us solve another numerical, little bit typical. There are 2-point charges, let us say 2-point charges of 16 microcoulomb and minus 9 microcoulomb are placed 8 centimeter apart in air. We want to determine the position of the point at which the resultant field is 0. So you are given two charges, let us say one is 16 microcoulomb and another is minus 9 microcoulomb, which are separated by a distance of 8 centimeter from each other. We want to find out the point at which it is given that the resultant field is 0. It means the total electric field due to 16 microcoulomb and minus 9 microcoulomb is 0. So let us take certain point P, which is at a distance of x from 16 microcoulomb and 8 minus x from minus 9 microcoulomb. This point P is the point where we are assuming that the resultant field is 0. Resultant field means field due to 16 microcoulomb and the field due to minus 9 microcoulomb is equal to 0. We have the formula, that is KQ. Q means 16 into 10 raised to minus 6 upon r square. We are being given that is equal to x square plus K minus 9 into 10 raised to minus 6 divided by 8 minus x whole square equal to 0. If we solve this, we will get x is equal to 32 by 7 or 32 centimeter. The value x is equal to 32 by 7 centimeter. At x equal to 32 by 7 centimeter, both E1 and E2 will be in same direction. See, this distance is between these 2 points. So at this point you will see the electric field due to 16 microcoulomb will be in this direction and electric field due to minus 9 will also be in this direction. How can you determine the direction? You take a test charge. So test charge is a unit positive charge. So this will experience a repulsive force due to 16 and attractive force due to minus 9. So due to both these cases, the direction of the electric field will be in same direction. So at this point the resultant field can never be 0. So let us take another point over here. This point is nearer to minus 9 microcoulomb. At this point, if I take a test charge, then this test charge will experience an extractive force due to minus 9 microcoulomb and repulsive force due to 16 microcoulomb in this direction. Hence, we can see both the directions are reverse, opposite to each other. Hence, the resultant field can be 0 at this point. So, our answer is at x is equal to 32 centimeter means 24 centimeter from minus 9 microcoulomb will be the point at which the resultant field is 0. Your correct answer is x is equal to 32 centimeter. So till now you must have understood the concept of electric field and numericals related to it. Let us understand the concept of electric dipole and dipole moment. Electric dipole is defined as two unlike charges of equal magnitude but separated by a small distance. forms an electric dipole. If suppose you have one minus q charge, another plus q charge separated by a distance of, let us say, 2a, then this system forms a dipole. But if you have another one charge as minus 2q, another as plus q, separated by a small distance of 2a, then this is not a dipole. Same way, one charge is minus q, another charge is also minus q, means both are two like charges separated by a small distance, then this is also not a dipole. Dipole has to have the same magnitude but unlike and separated by a small distance. Some of the examples of the electric dipole are HCl, where H plus and Cl minus are separated by small distance. So this is a dipole. Similarly, HF is a dipole. H2SO4 is a dipole. NaCl is a dipole. Water molecule, that is H2O, is a dipole. But the strength of all these dipoles are different. Reason is the magnitude of the charges are different in each case, as well as the distance between the two charges are different. Hence, the strength of the dipole, which is also known as dipole moment, is different for different element. Dipole moment is denoted by P and it is written as product of charge into distance between them. Dipole moment is a vector quantity and hence it has a direction. The direction of the dipole is from negative to the positive charge. The unit of electric dipole is coulomb into meter. So the dipole moment of all these elements will be different. And it can be calculated from this formula, that is charge into distance between them. Let us now calculate the electric field due to dipole along the axial point. Suppose you have a dipole where one of the charge is minus q, another charge is plus q, separated by a distance of 2a, and we want to find out electric field at point P along the axis, which is at a distance of r from the center of the dipole. Then, to find the electric field, we will take a test charge Q0 at point P. The test charge will experience a repulsive force due to positive charge, and hence electric field due to positive charge will be in positive x-axis, and due to negative charge it will be in negative x-axis. So the electric field, net electric field at point P will be equal to E plus minus E minus. How much is E plus? Then E plus is equal to KQ upon distance between them, which appears to be over here as R minus A whole square. And E minus is at a distance of R plus A whole square. So if you simplify this equation, it comes out to be R plus A whole square minus R minus A whole square upon R square minus A square whole square. Further simplification of this equation turns out to be as 4AR upon R square minus a square whole square. If r is very much greater than a, then our equation becomes E is equal to kq into 4a upon r cube, where instead of this 2aq can be written as p. So the equation becomes E is equal to 2kp upon r cube. As electric field is a vector quantity, I will write down this as p unit vector. So electric field due to dipole along the axis at point P is given as 2kp upon r cube. Similarly, we can find out the electric field due to dipole at the equatorial point. Electric field due to dipole at equatorial point. What is equatorial point? You have a dipole, one is minus q, another is plus q, separated by a distance of, let us say, 2a, and we want to find out electric field at point P, which is at a distance of r from the center of the dipole. This point is equatorial point. To find the electric field, let us take a test charge over here. This test charge will experience a force in this direction, so electric field due to plus charge will be in this direction, and electric field due to minus charge will be in this direction. Remember, electric field E minus and E plus are not on x and y axis, but they have components on x and y axis. What are the components? If this is our angle theta, then this will be theta, this will be also theta. So the contribution of E minus on x-axis will be E minus sine theta. On y-axis it is E minus cos theta. Same way, due to E plus is E plus sine theta over here and E plus cos theta over here. So the resultant electric field at point P due to E plus and E minus is E plus cos theta plus E minus cos theta plus E plus sin theta plus E minus sin theta. As the magnitude of E plus and E minus at this point is same, because the distance is same and the magnitude of the charge is also same. Hence, E plus E minus can be written as E dash. So our equation becomes E dash cos theta plus E dash cos theta plus E dash sin theta, but E plus sin theta is in negative x direction, so I'll write minus E dash sin theta, and E minus sin theta is in positive x direction, I'll write down E dash plus E dash sin theta. So in this case, E dash sin theta will cancel and your equation becomes 2 E dash cos theta. How much is E dash? So this distance is root of r square plus a square. This is also root of r square plus a square. Hence, E dash will be equal to k q upon root of r square plus a square whole square. And cos theta is adjacent side, which is equal to a upon hypotenuse. Therefore, it turns out to be a upon root of r square plus a square. So this equation becomes 2aq into k upon r square plus a square raised to 3 by 2, which can be written as k p upon r square plus a square raised to 3 by 2. If r is very much greater than a, then electric field can be written as k p upon r cube, where being an electric field, I will write down as kp upon r cube into p unit vector. So the electric field due to dipole at the equatorial point is given as kp upon r cube. In earlier case, we have seen that along the axis it was 2 kp upon r cube. Therefore, electric field at axial point is equal to 2 times electric field at equatorial point. So this was all about electric dipole moment, and electric field due to dipoles along the axis and equatorial point. I hope you must have understood the derivation of all this electric dipole moment, and electric field along axial and axial points. If you find any difficulty, you can contact me on my email ID, which is this mukesh.chawda@gmail.com. Thank you.